Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Toria for those of you who are new here. If you clicked on this video, it's because you saw that today we are doing a foundation and concealer full day first impressions and wear test / review video. And the products that we're using today are the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation, as well as the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw these, I was very, very excited to get my hands on them. I know that there was a wait list for the full wear concealer, so I've seen a few reviews out there already, but I had to be on the wait list and wait just like everybody else. As soon as I possibly could, I ordered both of these on Amazon, so I'll leave the links down below. And of course, with Prime, they came within around 2 days. I'm starting off this video looking like a little bit of a mess. I already have half of my makeup done, but a bitch is busy today. You know? Okay. I'm truly so excited to do this video for you guys today. I have quite a few things planned on my daily schedule today to kind of put these products to the test. And I would absolutely love it if you guys considered subscribing and sticking around after this one. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the review. Really quickly, before we get into actually putting the makeup on, I wanted to go over the pricing and the claims on these products with you guys and just talk to you guys a little bit more about them. So the foundation, I've seen it range from about $13 to $15, which is super reasonable. Drugstore pricing, absolutely love it. This one does come in 30 shades, I believe, which is a really good shade range, especially for drugstore products. We know that a lot of them don't really come out with a ton of shades, but very glad that they kind of jumped on that bandwagon there, and there are a ton of shades available. I was actually looking at the little grid here, and so the shade that I got was 425 Linen, I believe is what it's called, and that one is like, I think this one or this one up at the top. So really way up at the top. I'm not quite sure how the lightest shades do on really fair skin, but considering how many darker shades there are than where I'm at, I feel like that is a really good range. So the things that kind of drew me to this originally before I even read anything about this was just because it says fresh wear, and because I really like something that's thinner consistency on the skin but still gives me good coverage but doesn't cake up and look really textured throughout the day. So this says that it has breathable skin technology, provides medium to full buildable coverage that lasts all day and allows the skin to breathe. So it says that it has 3 oil absorbers, which resist sweat, water, and transfer. We'll see about that. An ultra thin liquid that goes on smoothly to give a fresh, healthy looking complexion that lasts. Color stays true and blends in evenly, so we'll see if it does any kind of oxidizing on the skin. Hopefully it won't. It says that it's also non-comedogenic. It's also formulated with SPF 25 and is suitable for all skin types. So that's that. That's the tea. That's what's up on this foundation. Now onto the concealer quickly. This one has 25 shades, I believe. I got the shade 360 Cashmere, which is right here on the little grid. So a little further down. I feel like I could have gone a bit lighter with it because holding these side by side, they're pretty close in shade. But when I was trying to determine what color I wanted, looking at all the swatches online, this one had the most like yellow tone, and I want to try and cancel out whatever shows through my corrector of my dark circles. So I always go for something that has a yellow undertone. And this one I've seen range in price from about $11 to $13, which is also very reasonable. It's about the same size as the Tarte Shape Tape, and I feel like you get just as much product. So if this one can compete with Shape Tape, girl. It says that this concealer is full coverage, wears up to 24 hours. Don't do that. And it says that it's also waterproof, non-greasy formula, won't transfer, fade, or flake. So your full coverage look is locked in all day, girl. There's a lot of hype that they're building up around these products, so we're gonna see how these hold up throughout the day. Like I said, I chose the color 425 Linen, which is looking, I don't know, maybe it's a little light right now. I put tanner on yesterday, so I'm like first day, like tan as I can possibly be. So it might be a little bit light, but we're going to put it on and just see how it works out. Ooh, it looks pretty close actually. Look at that. Like if I blend this in. It's like maybe just slightly lighter, but look at that. We finally have a pump top, guys. Oh, I have been waiting so long for drugstore foundations to come out with pumps. Honestly, you waste so much product when they're just the open top and they just dump out into your hand everywhere. Thank you for this. I like to be as hydrated as possible before I apply any foundations or concealers on my skin because they do kind of suck the hydration and the moisture out of your skin throughout the day. So I like to put as much in as possible beforehand through my skincare and then also through my primers. So I'll be using one of the 3 primers that I use on a daily basis. This one is the Pure Cosmetics Energize and Rescue. It has aloe, coconut water, and probiotics. Smells so good. The primerizer, this is my 2nd bottle of this. Absolutely love it. And the Becca First Light Priming Filter. This one's kind of purple and counteracts any like sallow, like dullness in your skin. I really like this one as well. So I'm thinking I kind of want to use this one today. Oh, it feels so nice. Oh. It's so refreshing. I just love hydrating primers. Guys, so I think that the match is pretty good. It is still just a little bit lighter. It's a very thin consistency. It looks gorgeous. It definitely has like kind of a matte finish to it, and it doesn't accentuate any of my pores. It looks like my natural skin. I can see like little imperfections showing through, but it does say medium to full coverage depending on how much you build it up. I personally like to keep things like medium to sheer coverage and then just spot conceal because I feel like that looks the most natural on the skin. So we'll see if it looks any different applying it with the brush, but so far so good. So I feel like the side with the brush has slightly more coverage than the side with the Beauty Blender. I applied pretty much the same amount on both sides of my face, but I do feel like the discoloration and acne scarring I had here is a bit more covered than it was over here. I don't know, I feel like you can see a little bit more of the slight redness I had in my cheeks showing through on the Beauty Blender side than on the Morphe brush side. Interesting. That is not how I imagined this would go. I feel like both sides look pretty identical when it comes to how it's laying on my skin. Again, not really accentuating any of my pores. I tend to get bigger pores here around my nose, and I usually get like a little bit of caking around my chin, but everything looks really, really nice. It feels really lightweight on the skin, like I can't even really feel it there, and I love foundations like that. And then one of my YSL foundations that I had forever ago, I don't even know if they still have it, but that one was my favorite forever. Yeah, it was the Fusion Ink foundation. So this one feels a lot like this, and it's already seeming to kind of set on the skin. It doesn't feel really tacky like a lot of other foundations do once you put them on your skin. They, you know, don't really set themselves unless you add powder to it. So I'm not sure how this would work on someone with extremely dry skin. Now I am going to quickly correct my under eyes because this is something that I have to do every single day. It's part of my normal day-to-day routine because I have such dark circles and a lot of blue cast under my eyes. So I'm just going to pop that on really quickly. If I didn't do this, my under eyes would look very gray no matter how high of a coverage the concealer is that I'm wearing because those blue tones haven't been neutralized. So I have to do this. So now it's time to whip out the concealer. See how it does at concealing the little spots on the face. I feel like some concealers are really good under the eyes, not so good on the face, better on the face, not so good under the eyes. So I'm hoping that this is an all-in-one product and that this is going to work for everything, because that would be really nice not to have a bunch of different concealers to pull out throughout the day. So it does pull off quite a bit of product in the end, just like the Tarte Shape Tape one. Doesn't really have much of a scent to it, which I appreciate. I don't believe that the foundation had a scent to it either, because I don't remember smelling anything. I'm just going to dot this on any spots I see still peeking through. My skin is still healing from last month's purge. Hopefully this month will be better after all the new skincare I've been using. I can only hope and pray. I'll do a little bit down the center also. So I guess getting this concealer kind of closer to my foundation color, even though it's slightly lighter, it's still not so light that when I put it elsewhere on my face and blend it out, it's not leaving like light spots all over my skin. It's actually blending in completely. So maybe it is better that I got this shade than one, like another shade or two lighter. It's also worth noting that it doesn't dry super quickly, so you do have time to let it sit on areas of your face and then blend it out without having to worry about having like harsh lines or just not being able to blend it. It did a really good job of covering up those spots. Of course, you can still kind of see this one a little bit, but usually when they're really red like that, they're pretty hard to cover. Other than that, it covered everything else flawlessly. I think it looks really, really nice. It didn't add a bunch of texture, even just layering that over top of the foundation. I'm just gonna do how much I normally do, which is usually just like 3 little swipes like that, which is still quite a lot of concealer. You don't need that much, but I like to kind of highlight this entire section of my face, so when I apply my foundation, I kind of avoid this entire triangle so that I don't cake up too much product. Okay, it blended out really easily. Looks really nice so far. It is starting to crease just a little, but that always happens on me because I do have really dry / very fine lines under my eyes. So that always happens like right under here. But I want to give you guys a look at this before I finish the rest of my makeup. I am really, really impressed and excited about how much coverage I got out of this. I think it's gorgeous, flawless, brightening. You can't really see the darkness under my eyes. So here we are, so you guys can kind of see what that texture looks like. And you can see if there's any creasing under my eyes, only the smallest amount, like right up in there. But of course, setting that avoids that problem anyway. And hopefully we'll keep it from creasing the rest of the day. But as you guys can see, like those are just my natural lines in my forehead, so there's not much I can do about that, but it's not really like settling into them. I feel like my lips are so dry, even though I already exfoliated them today. What the heck? So that's it for the application of the foundation and concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my everyday makeup routine, and then I will be back. So I finally finished my makeup. Right now it is 1:11 p.m. and I've had this on for almost an hour now. So we'll say from about noon, and then we will go from there to see how many hours it stays looking snatched. Wow, I am beyond impressed with this right now. Looking at it up close here with everything else on that I wear throughout the day, it looks really nice. It looks a lot like a lot of my other favorite foundations. It does feel just a tad dry though, like a little bit more dry than I would like, but I've also not been drinking enough water lately, so that contributes to a lot of it. But other than that, I feel like it looks really nice and healthy and skin-like. It doesn't look like super cakey. Usually I can see if I don't like a foundation when I look right in this area here. If it starts to look like I have huge pores there, then I can't stand it, or if it starts to look like really dry and cling to those areas. But for the most part, I think that this is a really nice foundation for the price, especially for a drugstore foundation. And I really, really like how it feels on my skin. So I'm hoping and praying that it lasts all throughout the day. So this is how it's looking on the skin. Okay guys, I'm back for a quick check-in, my first check-in of the day. It is now 3:43 p.m. so I've had this on for almost 4 hours now. Yeah, so almost 4 hours now. It still looks almost exactly like it did when I put it on. It hasn't really changed much. The only thing that has happened is my mascara has like flaked and fallen on my face a little bit. So I actually changed because I'm about to go do my afternoon workout. Today's a pretty heavy leg day, so I should get a pretty good sweat going on to put this to the test and see if it really is sweat proof / waterproof. And yeah, so I'm excited to see if there are any changes after that happens. Okay, here we are again. As you can see, it still pretty much looks the same. I'm thinking like maybe just here there's a little bit of texture that's emphasized, but then these two dots right here are just from my mascara. I smudged my mascara there. I'm a mess. Clearly I need a new mascara. But everything else looks really nice still. So 4 hours in, looking good. Okay guys, so I'm here for my last check-in of the day. After my workout, it really didn't look any different, which is crazy because I got really sweaty. So it looked amazing. I also popped in and took a little bit of a shower, got a little bit of water on my face. Nothing again. If anything, the steam just makes it look even better and kind of refreshes it. So taking a hot bath or a hot shower when you've been wearing foundation all day just kind of helps refresh it. And it is now 8:10, so it's been officially 8 hours since I first put the foundation on. And overall, I am really, really impressed with this foundation. Honestly, I feel like I would give this one at least a 7 out of 10. The only thing that I see now that I'm checking it right now is that it is starting to like kind of emphasize some dry areas around my nose and then a little bit in the center of my forehead. It didn't get greasy at all throughout the day, which is really nice. I usually tend to get greasy through the center of my face. If anything, I feel like it's a little bit dry. It did come off on my nose just a little bit because I was rubbing my nose, but other than that, it stayed everywhere that I've placed it. The concealer still looks really nice as well. It has faded ever so slightly, and a little bit more of my eyeliner has smudged a little bit under there. I don't know if that's just because my eyes were bothering me. That's why I had to take my contacts out, and I scrunch them a lot when they get really dry. So that might have been why it transferred. And then of course my glasses wiped it away also, which is typical and kind of unavoidable when it comes to foundation. But other than that, I feel like it wore really well. There's absolutely no creasing under my eyes whatsoever. If anything, it's just a little bit of the coverage faded away. So overall, like I said, I feel like it worked out really well for me. So I feel like this would work the best for people who have normal to oily skin. I don't think that it would work very well for someone who has dry skin. I feel like it would emphasize those dry patches even more. But let me know in the comments below if you guys have tried it personally, what your thoughts are, if you're thinking about trying it. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps out my channel so much. I'd love to do more of these foundation and concealer reviews for you in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!